Lads, ladettes, and lassies, welcome back. My name is Josh, and we're here doing another Dr. Stone reaction. This is episode 2. Last episode, great opening. The world's turned to stone. We don't know what happened. A big mystery has started, and now our two characters, Senku and Taigu. I know I'm terribly pronouncing that second one. I'll learn it eventually. They're free. The brain and the bronze. And I love their relationship. I didn't talk about this in the discussion. I love their chemistry together. They're great. They're a great duo to have. And I really enjoy their scenes together. And I just want to see more. Oh yeah, they also figured out how to break people out, or break animals out of the stone. So we'll see if they can break a person out of it. Honestly, they figured that out really quickly. I wouldn't test it on a person yet, because imagine if like only pieces of the stone began to fall off, and like you did their arm and or you poured it over them and their arm became normal again, there wasn't enough to turn the rest of the stone corrode it. That'd be weird. So I wouldn't test it out quite yet on people. Maybe I would try and pick them up and put them in this tub of it. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see if they actually do anything with that in this episode. So let's begin. I said let's begin already, so let's actually begin this now.
So what's going on, Taiju? You
Taiju.
talk to me?
All this time, I've been so scared that if I tell her how I really feel about her, she could not want to be my friend
This time
anymore.
I'm spelling it
It's like
phonetically.
this, Suzuya.
Every man, woman, and child on Earth instantly turned to stone.
Horrible existence.
I swear on my life, I'll save you.
But why?
Ah!
What happened?
Although I suppose it would suck if we happen to wake up a murderer first.
I feel like that's foreshadowing.
I don't particularly feel like choosing who we revive first. So, Taiju, it's all on you, my friend.
Is he gonna revive his crush
Appreciate
first?
that, pal. I know who I'll pick. I mean, it's obvious.
Oh, I hope nothing. I hope it doesn't go wrong. You know, to be fair, I know that he wants to revive his crush, but I think I would revive. I know it's terrible. I think I would revive someone I would know less personally, just in case something goes wrong. You know, they tested it out on a bird. They didn't test it on a full-size human. So I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying.
Let's pour that miracle water.
I don't know if they
It's
have
gonna
enough.
Turn her back to normal again, right?
I tried it on a piece of broken stone, and it turned into a hunk of dead flesh.
Have a little respect for the dead, would ya?
I did
So-
make the effort to put them back together first, obviously. But it seems that once someone has died, reviving them is not an option.
All right, I talked about that last episode.
Hold on, Senku, she's naked! Don't look at her! I gotta wait!
There's absolutely nobody around to give a damn if your butt's showing. Or even if your dick's hanging out.
Yuzuriha does not have a dick! Need to take her back to camp and get some clothes on her first.
Be very
Okay,
careful.
But how heavy is that statue anyway?
Wolves.
Hey, wait, you big oaf!
I don't like the way he carries her at all. That is much worse than a wolf.
The stone world is brutal. And we can't let
I'm
ourselves
gonna have to
forget.
Google it, but
Humans
is
aren't at the top of the food chain anymore!
Taiju Lemillion? Is that Mario's voice actor? Don't!
You dying now is not an option, Senku!
I know you've never actually even hit anyone. That's been true ever since we were little.
He was called the strongest primate high schooler.
Oh, you're gonna wake him up?
Tsukasa.
So it does. I mean, I know I was talking about this.
Crap! We're surrounded!
Man's about to assert his dominance over some lions. This is ridiculous. He hit Taiju! I just love the line that goes from his eye to his chest. He punched a lion.
I owe you.
Look at this
So I'll make you
man.
this promise. As long as we're together, the two of you will not be in danger again.
Dude's so overpowered, he just killed a lion with his bare hands.
Killed it?
In a world where guns haven't been invented, he's 10 billion% unstoppable.
Him and 10 billion.
Come to the Primate, Yuzuriha.
Oh, no way! We can't let
Oh,
that
I just
happen!
realized what he said.
Hey, guys. I want to give back to the Circle of Life by putting all of it to use.
He's oddly noble.
I owe it that much.
What was this guy's name?
But I have to agree about not wasting meat or resources.
Man, you can get like an epic lion coat out of that. Okay. This guy's kind of cool. I'll say I'll admit it.
I'm Taiju, the simple one. It's true. Senku does do most of the thinking around here.
I'm here now.
Is he? Of course. I think the Primate High Schooler is a very appropriate name for this guy. There ain't no way.
Now that you guys have me on your side, you won't have to just dream
That's
about filling your
excellent
bellies.
duck head placement. That's not good. How did he know?
Sorry if I startled you.
A man that can break through rock where everyone's turned to stone.
If we pulverize them into a powder, we'll have plenty of calcium carbonate in no time.
But what for?
Yeah! Looks like I'm needed for some serious brawn duty!
There are 4 super useful things you can do with it. First is agriculture. We can use it to blow away the hydrogen ions in the soil, and that'll be a major upgrade for the farmland.
Man, this
Second
kid is
is
too...
construction.
He knows too
Heat it up and
much.
mix it with sand. Gather calcium carbonate from seaweed and blend it with oil, and the reaction makes soap.
Huh.
This world is brutal, but a little chunk that gets rid of harmful germs is a lifesaver in a world without doctors. You can call it Dr. Stone.
Roll credits. Go.
You're pretty amazing.
For at least the last 10 billion years or so, almost without exception, a man who praises another to his face is either flirting or scheming. So what are you getting at?
Well. Oh yeah, this guy's scheming. Oh, he's making a crossbow?
Shells.
Nobody is around to claim that shells are their personal property. Or the ocean. Or the land.
This is
A
where
long
he
time ago,
falls.
there was a poor boy whose little sister was going through surgery, but along came an older man who owned the fishing rights to that part of the beach. He reeked of booze.
This is his supervillain origin story.
The boy thought he was collecting shells, but the man accused him of stealing the shells.
Yep. It's begun.
You do know what you just did.
The rich and powerful will say things like, "This used to be my property, so you better start paying me rent." Next, they'll try to collect taxes. They'll rob the young people like us of our future all over again.
It's a fair point.
We simply can't bring that kind of world back.
But, oh no.
We live in the stone world now. A paradise that hasn't
He
been
looks
ruined
so
by
cool.
greed.
No, I don't. That speech didn't move me 1 millimeter. I get excited by space and mechs and Doraemon and stuff like that. I'm going to use the awesome power of science to rescue every last person.
Oh, this is gonna be a great villain dynamic. Oh, it's over so soon! When the credits play, I'm gonna look up some of the characters. I'm pretty sure Taiju is voiced by Lemillion. Yep. It's Lemillion. Let's go. I knew it. I knew I recognized that voice actor. The Tsukasa actually sounds a little familiar too, but I don't know why. I mean, it's like kind of that. It's like that deep voice, that classic deep voice, that classic deep stoic voice. So I wonder if I've heard him from anything, but I don't know where I would start looking for him. So I guess I'll figure out in the comments down below. Lads, if there's a voice actor you think I would recognize, please just go ahead and leave it in the comments below, because I love the guessing voice actor game. I love knowing voice actors doing some form of voice work. So yeah, this episode was a little more spectacular than the last episode, with Tsukasa literally punching a lion to death. One punch too. I was a little bit more worried about him with the whole Primate high schooler, I think that's what they called him. I was a little more worried about his personality. Granted, yes, he's a murderer. The power of being conscious has gotten to his head. But I really, really love the points he made, and I'll get into those later. But he's also not just this, like, I'm gonna take over the world. No, he's noble. Like, I took this animal's life, so I will go through the circle of life and make sure that every part of it is being used. Like, dude, you're really cool. Like, this guy, I like him. I like him a lot, but you could tell that Senku never really trusted him that much. I think even from the beginning, for some reason, just he didn't trust maybe his strength. Because when he spoke, Senku went, you know, this is a classic anime thing of like, oh no, I don't know about this one. But no, I like him a lot. He's gonna be a really good villain. I understand him more than I understand Senku. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but Senku's whole thing is like, oh, we'll revive everyone through science. He's a science nerd. This guy is like, I'm pretty sure the Little Mermaid thing, that was his backstory. He just didn't say it was him. It could not have been, but I'm pretty sure it's him. That's why he has such a personal grudge against it. But the whole thing of we live so freely, but if we bring back if we bring back everyone, if we bring back millionaires, we bring back people of status, people of wealth, they'll be grateful. But they're gonna turn on you so quickly. They're gonna make ways to bring back that wealth. Because the sad thing is, he's probably right. I mean, we live in a society. But I mean, like, it's a fair point he makes. I mean, they might not have currency, but that wealth will come in land, it'll come in food, and they'll try and bring the status that they had 3,700 years ago, even though that means literally nothing anymore. They'll try and impose it on others, and they'll probably get violent. Granted, I don't think Tsukasa has anything to worry about with people getting violent. But I guess if there's enough people. But no, he does have a point. Like, it's freeing. I like the point of taxes. Like, they'll try and make us pay taxes. Like, I understand, man. But I do love his personality. He's incredibly noble. Granted, he's a murderer. Well, now he's a murderer. But I just loved how he handled the lion situation. Incredibly calmly. Ridiculous, but calm. And I really do like that Taiju didn't end up going in a jealousy route of, because, I mean, Tsukasa, he's the hunter, he's the protector, and in all, he's the better muscle. Taiju is kind of like the builder. He's the muscle, but in a different way. He's the grunt. But I'm really glad they didn't go in the form of Taiju going like, I'm sick and tired of this guy, he's stealing my job, like, if he's around, I don't have anything to do. Didn't go anywhere near that. I don't even know how long they've been together. Could be like a week, could be a few months. I'm surprised they haven't actually woken up anybody else. I guess it hasn't been too long, because I think it took him like 2 weeks to make that. 2 to 3 weeks to make that wine. So maybe it's been like, I don't know, maybe it's been a few days. But I really liked the three-man band. I love Taiju's personality as well. Like, I just love Taiju's character. But I agree with Tsukasa to an extent. I feel like they should bring back the younger generation first. Granted, they're probably going to want their parents to come back too. I'm surprised that Taiju and Zen, I mean, maybe there's something. I mean, they're anime characters, so they probably don't have parents. But I'm surprised that they haven't tried to find them. Because like no matter how many of the younger generation you bring back, like there's gonna be eventually like there's gonna be like a kid that's gonna like the kid holding her mom's hand. She's gonna want her mom to come back too. So I'm surprised they haven't done anything in like the parent finding way. But you know the parents are gonna want like the kids might want their parents to come back, and the parents might want their relatives to come back. It's gonna become a whole mess. Eventually, you're gonna find like you're gonna get into this mess. But I do understand, like, you should probably bring back the younger generation first, because the older generation might not be able to adapt. Like, you bring back, like, a 70-year-old billionaire who's, like, used to corporate stuff. He's probably not going to adapt too well, and he might hold back civilization as it's trying to rebuild. So, bring back the younger generation first, have them rebuild civilization, and then bring back the older generation. And then you can deal with the older generations, like, I own that piece of land. Like, no, Grandpa, you don't. That was 3,700 years ago. It's very different right now. Assert dominance. Punch a lion in front of him. He's not going to do anything to fight you at all. That was ridiculous. The man like got up naked, punched a lion, didn't explain a thing, and it is just completely normal. I love it. I love anime. He outran a pack of boars. Took a goose out of the sky? Speared piranhas? Oh, this guy's gonna be... I mean, it's the classic brain versus brawn. But I understand the brawn. Like, the brawn is smart too. The brawn is based. That's what he is. I love him. I love the dynamic between all these characters. I just really wonder... I wonder if they're going to end up reviving the girl this season. 'Cause I hope she doesn't die. Like, I hope nothing bad happens to her in the sense of, like, she gets broken or anything. But I wonder if Tsukasa is going to kidnap her in order to say, hey, Senku, Taiju, stay away from me. Or the girl gets it. I wonder if that's something like that's going to happen. Because in the intro, we see Taiju, like, still with her. But granted, it's at the tree. But he's still with her, and we have a cast of characters that we haven't met yet. But she's not one of them, so I wonder if this season we ever unfreeze her, or if that's something that you save for next season or the series finale. I don't know, it's interesting. And we've seen some... I wonder if the girl he saved, I wonder if the girl Tsukasu saved or got out from under that rock is the blonde girl in the intro. I don't know. It's hard to tell with the stone features. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And we learned. I really like the free. I'm just gonna say I like Tsukasu's point. It's wrong, but I completely understand. So I just already like the villain potentially. The villain, I understand completely his motives. I like it. It's not, I want to rule the world because everyone's turned to stone. It's, we need to rebuild society, but this could hold us back. And I might be a murderer. I'm definitely a murderer. But we did learn something, that last episode I was talking like, well, this would be horrible if they were to bring back everyone at large or on a massive scale. Like, let's say they made an unstoning ray. And they did that to the whole Earth. I was saying, like, what happens to the people that got shattered? Or, like, are they going to be conscious for a second, have a horrendous, excruciating, like, 2 or 3 seconds of life and then die? Or, like, what happened to them when they're shattered? But no, it seems that they're... I don't know if they're still conscious, but it seems like they're... No. Okay, so they're definitely somehow dead? Because he used it on a broken person. Also, like, Senku, which is my boy, got no empathy. The man really went, like, I used it on a broken person. Like, they turned into rotten flesh. And it's like, he said it with such fascination and interest. But he did say you should pray for them. But yeah, so they're dead. But the question is, are they conscious still? Or no? I'm pretty. They might just be dead, like dead. So once you're shattered, there's no hope of reviving. I tried to put them back together the best. If you super glued them, does that help? Or if you fuse, like you need some form of technology for this, but you could fuse stone. So if you fuse the stone, could you like make them better? It's a good question, but I don't think we'll ever get the answer to that unless like there's a time skip and they have that kind of technology. So yeah, that's like one of the big questions I had last episode of like, what happens if this there's going to be a lot of rotten flesh. Like it's going to be horrendous, like the cleanup, and you're going to scar a lot of people. But at least there's not going to be like the screaming agony. That was everything I had this episode. I really do love the characters within this series so far. Oh yeah, the girl's Suzy Miha, I think. Yeah, no, I love the characters. I love the voice cast, especially too. I mean, so far we've had 3 characters. The first episode was just basically 2 characters talking to each other. Now this episode we added another one to bounce off the chemistry and the scenes with. And for having such a limited cast, I think it's doing a great job in making you invested. Because sometimes you're like, oh, there's just like 2 people talking to each other. No, I love it. And it's 3 people talking to each other this episode, and with such a limited cast, I think they're doing such a great job at spacing out the episodes. I'm just excited to get into episode 3. So lads, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next episode of Dr. Stone comes out. And I think I'm just going to get into it right now. You lads have to wait, unless you go down to our Patreon where you can check out our full-length and early access to every episode that I've done of every series. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you like these solo anime reactions, I've done a ton of them in the past. I've done a Comic Kill, I've done Gurren Lagann, the first season of Promised Neverland, Kill la Kill, a whole bunch more, Darling in the Franxx. If you enjoyed my solo reactions, you can go check those out while you wait, or you can go check out some of like my duo reactions or commentaries with my friends. Like I've done My Hero Academia with Micaiah, something I highly recommend you check out. Going through Attack on Titan with him right now. It's not on the channel yet. I don't even think it's going to be on Patreon as when this comes up, but that is coming. We've gone through like most of the Marvel and Star Wars Season Plus stuff. There's a lot of stuff on the channel for you to check out while you wait. So I hope you did enjoy this, and I'll see you next week for more lads.